Hey folks, before we get started today, just want to let you know Lincoln Lodge tickets November 16th live to Kim's One Pod Live. Go check it out December 16th at the Lyric Hyperion in Los Angeles. So we're doing
December
Chicago 1st
12th,
November.
yeah.
December
November
16th.
Yeah.
And December 16th. Both on the 16th, two different cities. Chicago's 1st in November, LA 2nd. Go get your tickets on all our links. Go check it out. Google, Eventbrite, etc. Thank you. Hey, today's episode is action-packed. First of all, I talk about going to a gay birthday party and feeling really weird about my body.
And I talk about going to Sioux Falls to open up for a gay comedian, and I feel really great about it.
You sure do. And last but not least, I go... I try to collaborate with a gay sex toy company, and I am punked and totally given a sense of self-worth crash that I wasn't ready for this
Peter
week. So,
learns what he's worth.
yeah, and it's very little. So go check it out in this episode of Two Kims One Pod. Hi, welcome to Two Kims
One Pod.
I'm your host, Peter Kim.
And I'm your other host, Unji Kim.
And look at this.
This is
if you're listening to
crazy.
us, it's exactly the same, I'm sure. Or maybe better. Maybe better, because we have a full-on operation happening.
We do.
Okay?
Look, I'm in a studio, y'all.
Oh, my God. Wow. Look at me. Looking at you. Looking at me. Wow. Unji, this is what happened. This really feels like a step up for us.
I know. This is very exciting.
Shout out to the Lincoln Lodge. Thank you so much for helping us out. This is a really cool thing.
I mean, I don't know how much better it can be than my basement, but
you know what? A tad better. A scotch, maybe better than your basement.
Rude. My husband fully installed a mesh of internet, and it's still bad.
It's still bad. It really is. Especially on Mondays, for some reason. Some kind of like construction is happening. Unji was trying to tell me like, we should move the podcast recording to a different day, not Monday. And I was like, why do you say that? And she goes, well, there's construction. And when there's construction, it gets in the way of Wi-Fi waves or internet.
Listen,
whatever. You were trying to explain technology to me, and I wasn't having it.
Listen,
like, let's just move.
I'm not a scientist. I am. I'm
no
a
one
witch.
has accused you ever of being a scientist. Not once. Okay.
I am a witch, and listen, let me tell you, everything about Wi-Fi is a mystery to me. It's not to be trusted. I don't want to know any. It is magic.
It is
also, when I was talking about Wi-Fi on Mondays, I fully in my mind was like, Wi-Fi is like Garfield. It
hates Mondays. Wi-Fi does love lasagna, though. It be going into lasagna. You are looking very witchy today. This very like autumnal. Again, if you're not watching, I know this sound. Let me describe the outfit for you. It's like a woven moment.
Yes, it's woven.
It's a wool. Is it wool?
Yes, it is wool. It's crocheted.
Okay.
It's like
it's crocheted, honey.
It's
living her best Belmont wife life. Her Roscoe Village mom life. No, it looks beautiful. Is it a one piece?
No, it's a shirt. It's a shirt, and I'm wearing corduroy shorts.
Oh, corduroy shorts. Okay,
yeah.
It's such a great look. I miss the autumnal look. I was looking at my friend's IG today, who lives in Vancouver, in this off this beautiful island, and the foliage is like changing, and it looks like the East Coast. Like it truly looks like Maine there,
yes.
But on the West Coast vibe.
Yeah,
and I was so jealous because look at me. I'm in a sleeveless. I look like a guy who's like desperately holding on to the late stages of twinkdom. You know what I mean? I'm like, look at this sleeveless moment. Like, what am I doing? Trying to get my arms out? Look at my stretch marks. Like, why are my stretch marks out?
I can't. I was literally like, you look like in like a movie. You look like the villain sidekick, like the person.
The what?
The villain sidekick.
The villain sidekick.
Like the person that stands next to the villain, like her, like with the
yeah. One of the hyenas from Lion King is what you're saying. The googly-eyed one. Listen.
That's the only movie you could think of with a villain.
With a sidekick. Anyway, I'm jealous of the weather you're having because you get to like put fashion on, layer, look at the jacket. Again,
Absolutely.
if you're only listening, you're only getting half the story, honey. Okay?
You've got
a picture's worth
learn
1,000
everything.
words, and a
Yes.
video is a lot of pictures per
A lot
second.
of pictures.
Yeah, I don't know what the frame is. Anyway, all right, should we get started with our first section?
Let's get into it.
All right, let's get into it. It's time to get into the highlights and lowlights of our weeks in a very special, sexy segment called
Rock hard tops and soft, flaccid bottoms. Yeah.
All right. My rock hard top today is okay. I was worried about going to a social event recently. I don't know if you still get that.
What do you mean worried?
Like anxious.
About what?
Like I felt anxious about stop attacking me. Let me explain. Jesus Christ.
What?
I knew you were going to come out like this. I knew it. That's why I approached it gently and you were like, about what? What'd you feel anxious for? Okay, mom, relax. This is why I don't tell you things. You know what? Let's move on to the bottom. No, I'm kidding. I was worried about going to this gay birthday event. It's a Hollywood gay.
Okay.
So just a normal gay event, I'm already like pins and needles.
Sure.
Because it always feels like high school. It always feels like high school. You know what I mean? That being around gays. It's like,
explain a
like
little bit.
where's my status, social status? Where's my body status? Where's my pretty status?
I see.
How many abs do you have? What's the currency? You know, like it's always it's a market. It's
Sure,
a meat.
yeah, yeah.
It's a
It's a meat
veritable
market.
meat market.
Yeah.
You know, and it feels very high
Paulina meat
school
market.
in that
Yeah.
I feel like a meat sack around most gay men that are in LA. Now, if I was living in, I don't know, Toledo, Ohio, I'd be
you'd
out
be-
at these events.
Oh, absolutely.
Cleaning up.
Top
You know what I mean?
sausage. Top sausage right there.
Honey, I'd be a 24/7 never closed.
Yes.
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Your mouth would
Servicing.
just be like, your tiny little mouth would just constantly be open.
I was thinking about my rear mouth, but yes, both mouths would be totally open and gaped. But listen, I'm in LA and this is what I chose, right? So like I'm in a very like vulnerable place when I'm around gays. And now these aren't just like Dr. gays or whatever. It's Hollywood gays. So it's
Yes.
like even more of a yucky situation for me. So I was telling a friend about this who was equally not supportive, and she was like, "What? Why?" It's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you upset about? Why are you getting anxious? And I was explaining that like it's very much no matter what, like even if it's a comedy or artsy gay crowd, it boils down to sex. It boils down to, do I want to fuck or do I not want to fuck?
Are you
It's very
swiping left or are
binary.
you swiping left or
Swiping
right?
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is one of the binaries that exist. Yes.
Right. And that's what makes me so ick about it, because like I know even if we're like doing bits and like having fun and like telling stories, you can't help, because it is all men
Yes.
in a highly visual situation like LA.
Yeah.
You can't help but stare, look, size
Evaluate.
up.
Yeah. Evaluate.
Yeah, it's
compare.
constant locker room shit, you know,
Yeah.
like at least for me. And so anyway, my top is that I broke through that. I asked a friend to go with me. He did not come with me because he's not a good friend. So I went alone, and
Wait, you
I
also
felt-
went alone?
I went alone because I was like, listen, bitch, you got to break through, and you got to, you know, be an adult about this. Like,
Sure.
And so I went, and this is a friend I want to support.
Okay.
He just happens to be very popular as well.
Okay.
So I went,
Did you know other people
packed
there?
house. There was a handful of people I knew.
Okay.
So-
Acquaintances or friends?
Acquaintances. Not one friend. Not one person I would tell like something serious to.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know that kind of situation when you're around only surface people and you're like, I can't trust any of these hoes,
Absolutely.
but I gotta like keep a smile on because I
Yes.
can't let them see me crack.
Absolutely.
So-
you can't ever see that. Let them see you vulnerable. These are the people
No,
you
bitch,
cannot
not
be
once.
vulnerable around. Yeah. That's what
Exactly.
acquaintances. Yeah.
So my friend wasn't there. So I did my thing, said my hellos, tried some dips, and it was fine. It was great. And then I talked to 2 comics, thank God, that they were there.
Yes.
And we got to have a little kiki situation.
Yes.
And it was great.
Because comics are funny. Yeah.
Comics are funny, and thank God we can do bits to like skate over the fact that we don't want to talk about anything vulnerable. And then I complimented the apartment and the stylings within, and then I got the fuck out of there, in and out in 47 minutes. It was
47 minutes? That's a tight
under an hour.
That's
Under
a
an
tight
hour.
set.
Yeah, honey. No crowd work.
No crowd work, no opener. You're just in and out.
Yeah. Just the business. That's all I did. And it felt good to like break through. Was it my I can't say it's a rock hard top because I do feel like I could have given a little more. But
Okay, so it was a semi-erect top.
it was a soft chub top.
Chubby top.
Chubby top. Yeah. Which, a lot of people accuse me of being. Now my bottom of the week.
That up for you.
Thank you so much for setting me up. Not a lot of people do, because they're like, you're greedy. You'll set yourself up, so I don't want to enable this, but thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, that is really remarkable.
It's remarkable to break through something like that, because
Yeah, absolutely. I would have bailed. That sounds like something I would have bailed on
I
immediately.
usually bail. Yeah.
Yeah. Or that would have been a swing through for 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I've done
it
that
helped
before.
that I was close by in that neighborhood, and like, trust me, if I was I was neighborhoods away, I wouldn't have gone. Now, my bottom of the week is also dealing with my self-worth and gay self-worth. I was approached, I'm not going to say who the company is, but a gay sex product company,
Oh.
Toys et al., approached me for a possible collab. And I said, oh, okay. And I
Yes.
have seen some of my cohorts
Yeah.
on this product as well. So I was like, oh, okay. They're doing it? This has got to be legit.
Yeah.
Okay. So I said, okay, email me whatever you're thinking. They're
Yeah.
like, we love
The
to collab.
terms
We
and
love
all-
your
yeah.
content, blah, blah, blah. Send over the terms. And they go, no, sorry. They don't send over the terms. They go, this is who we are. And they go, what's your quote for something like this? So I send them my quote. Because if you're going to ask, I'm going to send.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Don't ask. And I won't tell.
Yeah.
But they asked. So, so I sent it over. I said this much.
Yeah.
Not much at all, let me tell you, because, post-strike, it's been dry for me.
Sure.
I'm scraping.
Sure,
at
sure.
Anything. So I send them a quote, and they email me back. I'm paraphrasing, but bitch, try again. So the quote that they countered me with was 1/5 of what I sent.
1/5?
20%. I said
That's a tip.
what? What are we working for here? Am I
Pennies?
what? You want to? You might as well just offer me 2 domestic beers. What are you saying?
Drink tickets? This is what
Drink
you're at.
tickets. Yeah. Dave and Buster coins? Like, what is this? None of this is useful. What are you talking about? And what they said was like, oh, for a first time collaborator, this is what we like to start out at. And then if it does well, maybe there's like room to grow. And I was like, is this vector marketing, bitch? Like,
Yes.
am I selling Cutco? Like, what are we doing?
Yes, I was thinking Cutco.
Room to grow, bitch. This is my quote. You either pay it or you don't. That's all it is. And they're like trying to negotiate with me to post content about reviewing a sex toy.
For
I'm like,
pennies. For 2 drink tickets. Sir. No.
And I was like, there are friends on your website. I'm
Yes.
sure they are not doing this for pennies.
Did you ask?
No, but I'm about to now because I
Yeah.
feel so offended.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like, truly, the amount they offered me, Unji, like,
Text me.
your 7-year-old son
Mm-hmm.
has gotten more money on Korean New Year's Day You know what I mean? When people are like begrudgingly giving away dollar bills and shit. Like,
For sure.
Your son has made more money doing that than I was offered. I said, with a sex toy? What you talking about? This is what do you think my brand is?
My dignity.
I know. Yeah, I know I don't lead with dignity, but it's top 7. The fuck? Like, you got to give me some. Like, I was really taken aback. So I sent back another counter offer. I said, it seems like you guys are legit.
Okay.
I appreciate your counter, but you are a sex toy company. So I'm going to need you to get closer to my quote. So I went back with I'll tell you, 50% of what I went down 50%.
Okay.
From my quote.
Yeah, that's
half
embarrassing.
off.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing enough. That's groveling. That's good.
Come on. That I felt like that in itself
Yes.
was a show.
That's what I mean. It's embarrassing enough. That's enough. That's you bowing before. That's prostrating.
That's 90 degrees for
Yes.
Koreans. That's 90도. You know,
Yes.
like those who, if you know, you know, like that was.
That's a deep. Yeah.
Anyway, so I go down 50%, and it's been 8 days since that. So I'm guessing that it's a no-go.
over. Yeah,
it's a no-go, and I went too hard. And you know what? If you're watching this, X company, I'll do it for your rate. I could use those drink tickets. I really can. God damn, it's rough out here.
I mean, truly, like to know your worth, or like,
Or be told. I didn't know my worth.
No,
I
you
was
thought
told.
you knew. You told them what you thought you were worth, and they said no,
This is what other people have told me I was worth.
and they were wrong too.
And they were like, honey, no. This was pre-pandemic, pre-strike. You're worth nothing. You don't even have abs. I'm projecting. Anyway.
By the way, you mentioned this thing about Hollywood gays and the meat market and stuff like that.
Many times.
Yes, many times. And it's like, I do, you know, not to brag, but I have a lot of gay friends. And like,
Not a brag anywhere.
but it seems like it's very like there is a level to it in LA that even in New York, like if you have a certain amount of cachet, charisma, and like like you have other attributes that around the culture that you have, the clout that you have, the talent that you have, that raises your stock in any other market.
Yeah.
That does not seem to translate in LA. They're only counting that. Yeah.
What?
Like that's the only thing that that stock market is trading in.
It's it's most of it.
Yeah.
It's most of it. I would
There's
say
no
like,
commodities. They're not trading bonds. It is only
personas. No. Talent, persona, a wizened soul. None of that is worth anything here. We don't trade in that.
It's just washboard abs, bubble butt,
it's the duck lips.
duck lips.
Yeah, that's become like the Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner has a permanent billboard in West Hollywood.
Because because the men are going to the injector and saying, "I want those.
I want that lips. Yeah, I want those lips. I mean, truly, it's all the same lip, same face. That's what happens when you go to the same doctors, I guess.
Yes,
like, everyone
yeah,
has their thumbprint.
Yes,
you know?
yeah.
There's like 3 doctors in LA that like have their thumbprint all over the like West Hollywood gays, and it's tragic, but you know, it's LA. That you come here for the fucking carnival. Like this is the circus, so it's my fault. It's my fault.
It's not,
I live here for a reason.
But the thing is, like, one, you see the stock market. You're not a trader, though. You know, you're not like you're not.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you don't have goods, you don't trade.
No, I mean, like,
what am I? I'm just observing. I'm just outside observing.
Because all the things that you have are like
it's trading in a different market. I
yes,
know. Of
you're
course,
trading in a
yes.
different market.
Yeah, and I'm not sitting here saying like, well, it's me. I don't have anything to offer. I have a lot to offer, but what I'm saying is when I go into those
You got
spaces,
tight little holes. You got tight
it
little
all
holes.
gets
Yeah, you got tight little holes. You had good legs. I mean, you know what I mean? Like you're serving
have
all
good
the
legs.
things.
I got
yeah,
great
you
legs,
you got great legs. You got great extremities. You're like you got great little holes.
It's
I
the
mean,
middle
just,
that's bad. Yeah, the ends are fine. Hopefully, in my body as well as Machiavelli,
No,
like
remember
the ends
you said-
justify the means.
No, Peter. Also, you've lost a ton of weight. You said. I mean, like you're the.
I
package-
lost weight back to my pre-pandemic weight.
Yeah.
Yes, that feels good. I was carrying around 17 extra pounds. 20
Right.
basically.
To me, you're always beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I wish you were here every day right next to me. All right, let's
Like
get
it's
into your
true.
top. What happened?
Okay, so my top is I flew out to South Dakota, Sioux Falls.
Oh my
to
God.
open up for a certain Fortune Feemster. It was crazy. It was like I booked the gig 5 days before the show.
Oh my
Like
God.
I bought tickets.
my
Like
God.
all of it happened really fast, and I
Oh my
had.
God, so exciting.
It was so exciting, but also I didn't realize anything until I arrived because I'm still living a life, so I'm not like just thinking about this. I'm still doing other shit. I bought tickets, I booked a hotel, and then it was kind of like, okay, done. And then I'm living my life, and then I figured out on Saturday, I'm like, oh shit, I'm leaving tomorrow. And I'm panicking a little bit because I'm also like, oh shit, I'm doing 20. And oh shit.
Which is less than what you've done on tour with me.
Absolutely, but it's just like when you're featuring for somebody, you also have to consider their audience. You have to consider
Sure.
like know
Yeah.
it's not me. No one's coming to see me, and so they don't even know.
You're a
they're-
rude surprise.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
I'm trying to not be a less rude surprise.
Yeah,
I'm,
you're
I'm trying to be I'm trying to be in a moose bouche. I'm trying to be an innocuous appetizer. I'm
One
trying to be a
bite, bitch. Out. In and
I'm
out.
trying to be a mozzarella stick.
Wet the
One
palate.
stick. Absolutely. And a deviled egg. You know what I mean? Something everybody likes.
Love a double dag.
I love
Do
a
you do
double-
paprika on yours?
Who doesn't?
Who does it, right?
There are
Some people just do mustard, and I'm like, this is, I know, Germanic.
That's white nonsense. That's crazy.
Yeah.
no paprika. That's not even spicy. It's like
So for some, no, I think for some people, yeah, it is.
It's
I know.
spicy?
I mean, bitch, we're sitting there eating fucking fermented cabbage in the
Yeah.
face. Like, what's gonna offend our mouth? We have foot in mouth. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, people, it's just cold kimchi fart in our mouths. Like, what's gonna offend this palate?
but paprika is so innocuous.
That's what I mean for us.
Yeah.
But like to some, I think, of the non-melanated, it is weird. It is.
I don't
offensive.
I never even considered that.
I know.
I never even
know.
considered that.
Anyway, so
Truly.
yeah, you were like you were trying to be a paprika in,
Yes.
in that deviled egg.
Deviled
just
egg,
like
just-
a accent.
Just a little accent.
Did you
And
do
then-
an accent?
No.
Okay. You never know. It's 50-50.
It's true. I do have material that I could. No, I didn't. And I started freaking out before thinking about my set. I slept for I fell asleep at 3:30 in the morning. My flight was
God.
at 8 in the morning. So
God.
I was really running on some very little sleep. Packed. Went to the airport. It was a crazy thing. I barely made this flight. And then
Where'd you fly?
United.
Of course. Ugh.
But also it was a tiny plane filled with large people. Because everyone going to South Dakota, everyone going to Sioux Falls was like minimum 6 feet, 200 pounds. Like it was crazy. It was just one of the smallest domestic planes, like on a domestic flight, one of the smallest planes I've ever been on.
Wow.
And everyone was like, I'm not talking like weight,
Fat.
I'm talking stature.
Bones.
They're big.
what they call corn fed.
Yes, they look corn
Yeah.
fed.
Healthy
I looked
stock.
I literally looked like someone like I could be stolen. I could be taken very easily. Someone could literally just pick me up and I would be inside of a cornfield. You know what I mean? I could be taken.
Yeah, you're
very
trafficked.
easily. I'm trafficked.
The middle of America.
Absolutely. Very quickly.
Where you have honestly no value.
I have no value. I'm very weak.
What kind of
no core
labor
strength.
can you do?
I cannot. I have very little core strength. I whine all the time.
Maybe do some splits and do some gymnastics to entertain them when the TV goes out.
Not even. I'm very whiny. I like to be.
Yeah.
I'm not. None of it. So.
No.
But so I'm on this tiny flight. Go out there. I'm thinking about everything. I'm thinking about my set. But I arrive really early, so I'm there at 10. Even though I'm there by 11
for 8 p.m. show.
Yes.
I would do that too. Honestly, I would get in early and just kind of like settle in. You don't want to be rushing to a Fortune Feimster feature.
Absolutely not. But
Save
it was
that
a little bit too much time. So I was already we were already delayed an hour from the flight because it's United, as you know.
Yeah.
This is kind of what they do. And so we were just on the runway for an hour. Finally take off. I get there at 11. I'm like so beat because I haven't slept.
Right.
So I keep going back and forth between like sleeping or not sleeping, taking a nap or not taking a nap. There's no food because I don't know. It's Sioux Falls. There is no area. I don't have a car. Like you're just stuck at the hotel.
I've been to Sioux Falls.
You have?
No, I've driven through Sioux Falls. When I went cross country, I had to. Yeah.
It's not like, I'm not saying downtown in the area because I'm relatively close
There
to the
might be
airport.
a Friendlies.
I don't have a car.
Oh, right. How are you getting around?
So
Cabs?
that is my low.
Lord.
This is my ongoing struggle with Ubers. So like so I get, but I have nothing. I have text the venue manager. I'm like, is there going to be any like snacks or anything at the venue in the green room? She says no. Eat before you arrive. I can't figure anything out. There's a restaurant from across the way, but it looks like one of those places, we've talked about in Missouri where everyone's like, this is great, but it's actually bad.
Yeah.
That's
I know
what
you
it
mean.
that's
Where it's
what
like
it
rated
looks like.
high.
But I can smell the bad.
What's it smell like?
Like wilted lettuce, smash burgers. Like I could tell this is what it is, and I do not want to eat that before the show.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Frozen vegetables.
I cannot. And I also have not taken a shit all day. Because I woke up, I had this, I didn't have enough time for coffee.
So you're cranky.
I'm cranky. And I need to shit. This is a part of my pre-show ritual.
Routine.
I take a big shit. My routine is like, I need this big shit. I don't want to have this and have
You
a
need
crazy.
a Diet Coke.
I need a Diet Coke. I need my cigarette. This is the artist process. And so I get it together. I finally, get dressed. I get to the venue. But before I leave, the venue person is like, there are no Ubers in Sioux Falls. You can only have a Lyft. And also it's going to take you 15 minutes to get the Lyft because basically the guy just leaves from his house. Like
the guy just leaves from his house
and then goes and picks you up and drops you off and then he goes back home. Like this is Sioux Falls.
Oh my God.
So I go down.
That's so scary.
It's so I literally go downstairs but I've taken an Uber from the airport. He left I watched him leave his house and come get me at the airport. And
Right.
so I go downstairs and I ask the person, I'm like, is there a way is Uber available? Is it cool to go down there with? And they're like, oh, you can just take the shuttle, the hotel shuttle. She will drive you there and she will go and
To the
pick you
venue?
up. Yes. And they were like, and then she'll just call her and then she'll come and pick you up.
What hotel were you staying at?
At Fairfield. Shout out. You were incredible. Alina. Now.
Fairfield.
Fairfield.
Is that a Marriott?
I think so.
Is Marriott family?
Marriott FM. I don't know.
Okay. I recently stayed at a Marriott family and I liked it.
It's
San
good.
Antonio.
So
It does the it does
the job. It does the job.
Yeah.
So I
A deeper bathtub for me, I would love, but that's
you
asking
took a
too much
bath?
for- I must. You have your rituals, I have mine.
So seriously, you take a bath?
Every time I have to. Because I can't take a bath at home. So when I'll take a bath at your house. It doesn't have to be a hotel. bitch, put it in a park. I'll take a bath in the park. Whatever tub is available for me, I'm getting in. I'm putting scalding water, and I'm laying there for maybe 3 to 6 minutes, and I'm getting out. That's how crazy I am. I do the hot, and then I cold shower, and that wakes me up, and I'm good to go. That's my thing. It's a lot. It's a waste of water, which is why another reason I should get out of LA. But moving on. So you get down there, and the shuttle takes you.
Alina drives me.
Alina, okay.
Alina drives me. Turns out she's a Ukrainian immigrant. Again, why
your
these people?
fave.
How do these people find me? Like, truly, I'm in fucking Sioux Falls, and a Ukrainian immigrant is my driver from Fairfield Inn to the venue. I'm trying to like get into the zone. Yeah. And then she tells me this, and like in my mind I literally was like, I could either just stay quiet and like go into myself and prepare for the show, or I could ask her a series of probing questions. You better believe I know what the Ukrainian community does in Sioux Falls. I know the name of their church. I know that is what I chose to do. So I go to the venue. It's great. I do the show.
How many seats?
So I Google it before I go. En route.
Yeah.
1,000 seats.
Sold out?
I believe like maybe like there were like a couple of rows empty, but I would put it at like 980.
Wow.
There weren't that many seats empty.
1,000 seats, amazing. You don't want it too much, honestly. Like if you do, because you remember we were talking about, you just did 4,000, and there's like a different rhythm to that.
Yes,
like it travels back and forth.
Yes,
the way 1,000 feels closer to 300 than it does 4,000.
And the way that the pavilion was like kind of set up with the seats and the risers, like it kind of goes up, and like the people on the balcony were like right on top of the stage, so it was closer to the stage. You know what I mean?
I love that.
I loved it.
That's kind of like Chicago theater is kind of like that too. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And so it was incredible. The show, my set went really good, and
give it a grade. Honest grade. Was it an A? Whoa, that's incredible.
I would say B plus because I can't give myself. I'm not going to be able to give myself an A. I'm going to say B plus.
Okay.
B plus.
All right, it's an A minus.
Yeah.
It's an A
something
minus.
Like that. Okay. It went good. I went off. How about this? I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to do that huge venue, the like amphitheater, because I was nervous, and I got out there and I was able to settle in much more quickly than I did with the 4,000, because I kind of understood what was happening. I breathed through it. I had a little bit of topical humor up top. I had some shit in my pocket, and then I went in, and baby, I did exactly 20.
Woo!
It was a set I'd never done before. I did 2 new tags.
Wow.
It was a set I'd never done before.
So good. That's incredible.
It was incredible. And I did stuff on the fly inside of the set that I hadn't planned for, because I had a specific...
You just felt it.
I felt it. And I just went in that. And so that's what I mean. Like it wasn't the set I imagined, and it still went well. And I felt present. And there are certain, like, you know, if I'm being critical to myself, there are certain areas where I could have sat in the pocket a little more, milked more laughs, been a little more present.
Patient.
But that's patient. But that's not why they're there. I gave them the laughs.
No.
It was pleasant. I'm in and out. I'm the paprika. Just a sprinkle.
Just a quick. Because if you're milking, I'm sure Fortune at that point, she's tired, whatever. Yeah. She doesn't care. She doesn't care you're milking another 5 out of them if you're crushing, but
get out.
It's more professional to do your job, get in, get out, and then let her, play to her audience.
Absolutely.
And that's someone that gets asked back.
I hope.
To Sioux Falls.
And I hope. I mean, the venue was incredible. Like,
wow. What's the name of the theater?
The Washington Pavilion.
Oh, wow.
It's a goddamn pavilion, and they were so generous. The audience was game. It was, and Fortune's crowds were so.
White lesbians love you too.
They do. Yeah, I mean, let me just tell you,
that is her crowd. That's a very good combo, you and her together.
I hope so. I mean, there is also like
you're bringing the Korean, Jewish, and more raunchy,
yes,
kind of edgier, and she's bringing more storytelling, goofy, silly. Like it's a good balance.
And she was, by the way, her new hour was so funny.
So funny.
It was really fun. I mean, because I was talking to her after the show, and it's like, listen, I don't actually go see a lot of comedy anymore, just because. I mean, when do you go see? You're watching specials or what? You don't go see live comedy in the same way.
Never.
And just getting that for me was also the highlight. Was like watching someone work like that.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
She is really working out the hour, and
That's so cool.
Yes, it was cool
Yeah.
because like. I could see her working. We talked afterwards about new bits she was folding in. Like watching someone at that level working and trying to figure out more jokes, figuring out the rhythm. Like it was just really cool. And also the way she is a goddamn star.
Yeah.
A real
Absolutely.
goddamn star. Like
Absolutely.
the work that she's charming.
Yeah.
Like making time for the fans, connecting with them. People feel a connection to her in a way that is, I cannot imagine nurturing because I am an angular person. I'm edges. You know what I mean? I can't.
You're repelling.
I'm repelling.
Yeah.
I am repellent.
Yeah. You're hard to swallow. She's like a marshmallow. It's like you could do Chubby Bunny with her forever. Stuff here in my mouth. But
truly.
one taste of you and they're like, we'll wait a week.
Well, wait a minute. I mean, it's too much paprika. But like it was just wonderful to watch how generous she was with her time, her energy, because it must be exhausting. I can't imagine.
Exhausting. I mean, remember when was it that I opened for her in
LA?
It was Irvine. It was
Irvine
Improv. 350. She sold out both the early and late show, and I remember that was my first time featuring for someone that big.
Yeah,
and it was weird to go up. There was no host, right, for you? It was just you and then her.
Yeah.
So I remember like, oh shit, I have to go set the tone, host the show, and then like give it over. And I remember making the mistake of like trying to do my bits instead of like just opening for her.
Yeah.
And it felt a little rough. But I remember watching her, like you said, because she was doing like maybe 35, 40 new. And then the rest was like, she would call out at that point. That was like months ago.
Yeah.
She would call out and be like, all right, I'm going to do a tried and true. Which one do you want? This thing or this thing? And then
she did that.
She did that too?
She did that. But she did it at the end, and then she brought it back around again. I mean, she did a hour and 20.
Oh, that's great. She did it like just an hour when I did it. Yeah, because she was doing two shows.
Yes, she did an hour 20, and she like had up top worked crowd work. I mean, a full hour in there, and then crowd work and the thing at the end. I mean, you could. That's what I mean. Like she was talking about very specifically the bits that she was folding in, what she had figured out, the kind of theme that she was working towards.
Cool.
Like the work at that level with that amount of
with
time,
that many people. Yes.
And many people?
Yes. Yeah. Because you're you know exactly what works or not. It's like if you get something that's kind of like a for 1,000 people, bitch, that don't work.
No.
Cut it out. But when it hits, it hits. So like I bet at that level, it's so fun to like be working out because immediately, and when it hits, it fucking hits big. So it makes you want to work more and tag more and go deeper and further. So it's a hard thing to do when you're doing 10-minute spots in LA here and there.
Because you're trying to get through the bits into the next premise into this.
You don't ever get into a rhythm with an audience. Showcase life is hard because and that's what I live with, and you live with, that's just how it is for a local comedian. If you don't tour, you can't really build like that. And I'm so jealous of that. Anyway,
I mean, truly,
this sounds like all a top. I didn't hear one bottom.
Okay. So after this, we're getting into the bottom. She has to go do her meet and greet like for probably like 2 fucking hours or whatever. Right. It's 1,000 people, whatever. So I leave and I call Alina, and she comes picks me up, and I get in and I'm high. Like I had a good set, the show with that amount of energy. Like it's crazy, really. It is crazy to have that. coursing through your body, and I'm in Sioux Falls.
And in Sioux Falls.
I'm in Sioux Falls.
Exactly.
I'm going back to a hotel by myself.
That's why there was so much cocaine in the old days. And
Truly.
that's why it was mostly just men, because it's dangerous to be in Sioux Falls.
And like to feel this feeling and then like have nowhere to funnel it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, because like I see why comics like wind up fucking waitresses at the club, at the place.
Of course. You got to fuck it out.
You got to fuck it out.
You got to come down.
You got to come down. And like I'm and the thing is, this is part of a top. I was going to ask Alina more about the Ukrainian community. I read social cues and I didn't.
Wow.
Now. And
I'm
so
surprised.
surprise. Growth. And so I'm talking to her about like where to go get food because I haven't eaten all day also. By the way, right? I never got anything to eat.
Did you shit?
No. Oh,
God.
yes. I finally I chugged a bottle of water and I shat out like a little pile of rabbit poo. Like, you know what I mean? Like one of those
We'll take what we can get.
That's what I mean. I was like,
Yeah.
I did that and I was fine. Enough.
Okay.
But then I'm going home and I'm like, listen, I need to get food. Everything is closed. It's Sunday in Sioux Falls at 9:00. Nothing is available.
Jesus Christ.
Nothing's open. And the only things that are open are Taco Bell, fast food
You love?
places. I love Taco
Okay.
Bell. So I was excited about the Taco Bell. I order $40 of Taco Bell.
That's how you came down.
That is how I came down. But I was like, I would love some alcohol. I want a thing of alcohol.
Okay.
This is the low point where I'm asking a 23-year-old Ukrainian immigrant where I can get one White Claw. And she's trying to figure out, she's like, maybe you can go to the Walmart. And I'm like, I'm not going.
Because you didn't want to do a 6-pack? You're looking for a single White Claw?
Single White Claw. Like,
Who the
you know,
fuck's-
one of those
who
like.
does that? 7-Eleven? Oh, I guess 7-Eleven does.
Yeah,
it,
like
right?
one of those big
Yeah.
things. But we're also in Sioux Falls. So
Sure.
she wants to drive to the Walmart. I'm like, listen, I don't want to go into a huge Walmart to buy one White Claw.
Yeah.
And so drives and she's like, well, we can go to that truck stop
Oh, God.
and get one White Claw. She's like, they must. I mean, it's a truck stop. She's like, they must have White Claws there. And I was like, right, because these are
No
men who are
laws.
driving. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we go there and it's 9:00 on a Sunday in Sioux Falls. Everywhere is closed. There's this Flying J. It's a truck stop. It's one of those like big truck stop places.
Oh, yeah. I've been to him.
Yeah, it's like literally only seedy looking guys.
Oh, yeah. Honey,
Yeah.
This guy's been seated. Trust. A Flying J? Flying gay.
I mean, I go in there and it was just
It's
like
disgusting. It's
it
like
was this-
where
yeah.
it's where venereal diseases go to propagate. Yeah.
I mean, truly, it was one of those moments where I walk in, I was like, I've made a mistake. I didn't need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Like that drive in my mind to need like to need alcohol to come down. This was not the correct impulse.
And not even a bottle of wine, bitch. You said one bottle of one can, one tall girl of White Claw.
It's
You're like, I'm in Sioux Falls, when in trash, let's get trash.
like truly, it was so. It was just one of those moments where, like, you know, that fluorescent lighting,
Yeah.
like you see the people, like it's
Yes.
just no one's making correct decisions in this place. Everyone is getting things that are bad for them. No one's making correct choices. No
What
one's
is
there.
good for you there? What do you mean? There's not one
Maybe
a
someone could be
banana?
getting Someone could be getting a toothbrush.
Sure.
Someone could be, like, you know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
water. None
Sure.
of these people were doing that.
No.
Everyone was getting. Some person was getting dip. Everyone, most people were getting
Hot cheese machine.
Hot cheese machine.
Yeah,
A lot of people were getting lotteries, scratchies,
Sure.
along with a
The
bunch
dreamers.
of yeah. So I guess there's some hope in Sioux Falls.
Hey, you want to get out of trucking one day?
So it was just like one of those moments where I'm like, I'm also dressed in show clothes, full makeup. It looked.
You're looking like a tiny slut.
yes, like truly on a truck stop. I'm making bad decisions, and then
They're like, they
trying-
can't tell if you're Asian or a Native American spirit. They're like, what the
they
fuck?
yes,
Yeah.
truly.
Some people thought you were Native, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then so I go and I get this one. It was one of those moments where I'm like, I don't need to do this. I'm making wrong decisions. And then it was compounded by the fact that I had the $40 of Taco Bell delivered to me, ate all of it.
Of course you did.
Crushed that White Claw. And only thing I did was watch the rest of And Just Like That again.
Hey,
I mean, it was a low.
For road stories, not too bad. You know what I mean? Some of these guys have killed child hookers on the road. So, like, you're doing all right. You're doing all right.
It just was like, oh.
I would have done the same exact thing plus Grindr, I guess. That's the only thing I would have turned on is, like, is there any strange? And I definitely would have scored at that Flying J. But other than that, a couple of lottery tickets, $40 worth of tacos. I'm shitting my way into sleep immediately.
Yes, that's true. And I woke up late, barely made it, but it was fine. Whew. Wait, Peter.
What?
Oh, there's someone at the door.
Who is it?
It's Shamalama Ding Dong.
Tramalama Ding Dong.
Okay, so my trauma this week is I was just, when you were talking about stuff, I was realizing every single first romantically I've ever had has been embarrassing.
Every single first?
Yeah, like my first
kiss.
Embarrassing.
Okay.
First boyfriend.
Vaginal?
No. First
vaginal
boyfriend.
Intercourse.
Vaginal intercourse. Oh yeah, first vaginal intercourse also very deeply embarrassing. But I mean, I'm talking about the ramp up. First kiss, embarrassing. First boyfriend, embarrassing. The first time someone had okay, so literally anytime a boy has ever shown me attention before I became a woman that had a period, I literally would roast them into not liking me anymore. Like
you would repel them.
I would repel them, and also not only repel them,
angular
activity. But not only would I repel them, I would create an enemy. Like every single one of these guys that I wrote down eventually became someone that hated me, was 100% an enemy.
But they started with showing some kind of romantic interest.
Absolutely.
They were into Eunji Kim.
Yes.
Pre-period, by the way.
Pre-period.
Which was a harder one to love.
Yes.
Exactly.
No breasts. No, like, sort of erotic feelings. I was power hungry.
Thick glasses. It was,
No good.
Yeah. It was no good. So these were, like, really saints offering.
Absolutely. These are all men that probably are only... These are all men that had mommy issues and wanted a woman to be mean to them, 100%.
You were like a proto dominatrix for them.
Absolutely, a proto bisexual crazy girl that they were gonna date anyway, and like whatever version of that. And I turned out all right. So
they signed up for the pain.
Yeah. So, but I'm thinking very specifically of this boy that liked me a lot, and I'll just never forget like the. You know, like when are those moments when you're a child and you're making the wrong decision? Like it's going against like sort of impulse, because I liked these people, but because their affection for me made me so crazy and cringe, the way that I would repel them, even inside of that moment, I'll never forget. I was on a bus and me just being mean to this boy in a way that was not childlike. Like it was it was almost as if we had been married for 20 years and I was saying goodbye to him and saying, you're worthless. You're never going to make a lot of money. Like that sort of energy is what I gave this 12-year-old boy whose only crime was liking me.
Wow.
And truly the way that I came for him and then just walked away is something that like, it was traumatic for him for sure.
Yeah, I was wondering, why is this your trauma? I don't get what you're doing here. This is... Yeah, I don't think you get the segment.
No, it's trauma. It's traumatic.
Before we started the show, you were checking in with me like, hey, what's your trauma? Because you wanted to do something traumatic for yourself. And this sounds like you hurt this boy.
I did 100%. But the thing is, the trauma is in post that is that like I never learned like how to connect that way or be kind, and like and in the time since, the trauma of it is that like it's just that connection and that sort of like feeling like that is correct, like somehow like that is what like affection and like relationship making should sort of start and be like.
Feel like?
Yes, is 100% been the result of like why I got like like fingered by that guy that didn't have a house. You know what I mean? Like it was like the fact that he didn't like me, he wasn't nice to me. I was like, yes,
that's what you wanted to chase.
This is what I'm chasing.
Okay.
You know, that's the trauma for me. I guess the ultimate trauma is something else, but I'm not ready to go there. So
please don't bring it here. This is not a safe space. I'm not here to support anything like that. But something I will draw of just from this episode is that you had a very similar way of approaching someone liking you, the angularity of it, similar to what you describe with dealing with your fans and people who are giving you this attention and quote love in a way that makes you feel cringe and want to attack. So you tend to then crave the attention of people who don't really want you or think you're that valuable, which really goes back to like why I should stop going to these Hollywood gay parties, because this is exactly what it is. It's a toxic need for attention / validation from the exact people that are not interested in giving it to you
and never will.
And they never will. And this is also my fetish about like being in spaces that I'm not welcomed.
Yes.
Which is again why I'm in Hollywood, why I'm in LA.
Yes. It's why I'm in comedy. Yeah. I'm obsessed with bombing. Like
but the thing is like no one's told you not to be in comedy. Only your culture, really.
Yeah.
You know,
some people have told me to stop.
Network executives, but who cares? What do they know? No, but I do get that, and it's a classic thing. It's a wanting the bad boy, blah blah.
Absolutely.
But I think we do grow out of that, and you have grown out of that.
Yeah,
you know,
to an extent.
But there is, I don't know if you ever grow out of the need to like want negative attention, meaning the roasting. You know, okay, so a friend of ours recently. How about this? I was going to do something else, but this is my trauma.
Okay.
Is that I offered a friend that is dying currently of cancer.
Uh-huh.
They're in the last stages.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, why don't we do a roast? We'll roast the shit out of you. You roast the shit out of us. We have a party.
Yeah.
And we have a good old time.
I love.
Because for me,
that's how
I
you
can't
express
think
love.
of anything better.
Yeah.
And more fun than people really digging into me. And because, you know, it's an intimacy that I treasure, that kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
This person says to me, that sounds amazing. Minus the roast. I want people to say nice things about me. And I was like,
what? That's the...
Why? I literally was like, why? And he was like, well, I don't want to be around negativity in the final days of my life. Even if it's like meant as a joke. And I was stunned.
Yeah.
Unji, when I tell you, I was like trying to process.
Yeah.
I'm literally in their hospital room processing what they're saying to me.
Right. And
it really made me take a step back and go, what the fuck is wrong with me that I'm offering a roast to someone who's dying of cancer?
In their dying days?
What the fuck is wrong with me? Like how, again, taking a step and a half back, like I had to really step back and be like, Peter, not everyone wants what you want. Why can't you see? And that's my biggest like flaw is that I have very little
Same.
like perspective of others. It's very my dad. It's actually very my mom too. My mom is very like, why isn't it this way? It should be this way. This way is the right way. What other way could there be? You know? And in stand-up, it's a great trait. It's actually required to be emphatically doubling down on your perspective.
Sure.
IRL does not bode well.
Toxic.
And I know people listening are like, yeah, you fucking idiot. Like, you know, like.
But this is what happens when people have to parent themselves, okay? Sorry. Like, no.
We're a little late. You know?
All right. Turns out we were loved correctly, so sorry.
And, you know, here's the thing. Like, I always felt like golden rule, right? Like, treat others how you would want to be treated.
Yeah.
So I was like, great. This is easy. I know how I want to be treated.
Yeah.
So I'll just do that for everyone.
I want to be stomped
But
on.
I think what I'm realizing maybe this week is that, hey, golden rule maybe should be like amended to like treat everyone like they want
to be treated. Especially when how you want to be treated.
You know what I mean? And
bad.
that really requires you asking the question of, how do you want to be treated? Like, that is a question that is so foreign to me. Like, I'm like, why would I ever ask that? Like, I just assume, or I just like pick up on cues. Like, that is so cringe to me to ask someone like, how do you want to be treated? Like, that's so crazy to me. Like, what? Why would I ever ask you that? But it turns out that I think that some people really do appreciate you inquiring.
I mean, I think most people would, but I think
I didn't know that.
I mean,
I have no clue. I'm not trying to be like obtuse.
Yeah, I know.
Doing
I
a
know.
bit about it.
I absolutely I know. But the thing is, it also comes from a sort of. It's not narcissism, but it's like there is.
It's close.
It's close.
It's adjacent.
But it's just like the way that we operate is that like, not that our way is correct, but like this is how we imagine most people have lived. Like, I was shocking to me.
Okay, I think that is what it is.
Yeah,
yes.
like I just like
I just assume all of you are like this, but
that you experience love this way. That like you, I remember.
But that is narcissism because logically that doesn't make sense. Just
that most people
statistically, that doesn't make sense. That most people have endured what we endured. Actually, I don't know. There's a lot of suffering out there.
This is what I mean. Like, I actually.
But in America, though, like in Korea,
yes.
right? Like, if we were both in Korea, I think that's what it is. Like, we live in this like weird like middle where like we feel that because we're Korean American, that our diaspora all live the same way. But even within our diaspora, it's very different.
Right. Yes.
So that must mean that if you extrapolate that to all races, that most people didn't live like us. But I forget. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And I don't ever like take the time to think about you. And that's my drama.
And today the word in today's episode, empathy.
And that's the word in every episode for us. We're really trying.
We are trying. I mean,
it's like we have to learn the lesson over and over and over again.
Because there's so many different iterations of what empathy looks like in different situations. Like my 40th birthday was a roast of me, and I did not roast others. It was only to me. I only wanted others to only roast me. I didn't roast anybody. So like I 100% get that somehow the roasting would be a form of celebration.
Yeah.
Right. And it never occurred to me that it would be perceived as negative. Like when you were talking about it, I was like, this is a great
Never.
idea. So funny.
Never.
But also knowing this friend, I do get that.
I get it.
A very gentle soul.
Gentle,
Very
loving,
gentle soul. Yes.
but also funny.
Yes.
You know, like, and it's not about that, oh, you don't have a sense of humor, or you're not
No.
funny, so you don't get roast. And that really is what forced that kind of like breakdown for me of like, wait, there's another way to perceive this.
Peter, sometimes you're just-
That felt weird. Anyway, so very traumatizing for me that my friend who is dying of cancer can't take a joke.
ridiculous. Okay.
All right. It's our final segment. Let's wrap it up. This is a segment in which we introduce something we're absolutely obsessed with. Sit back and bitch, get into it. Bitch, get into this. I the other day did a thing. This is kind of similar to the trauma version, where I went to a friend's birthday
Okay.
that had the best theme. And this is something I might like steal for my 50th birthday.
Okay.
Once I get like a better sense of like my vibe, you know, because this
You
person
need a better sense of your vibe.
like visually,
Okay.
because visually I'm a mess, right? But like esoterically, loud and clear, bitch,
Yeah.
we get it. Visually, I'm like, you know, look at what I'm wearing. Again, like sleeveless workout clothes. Did not go to the gym at all today. I'm hoping, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm hoping I'm manifesting via osmosis.
Yes, osmosis.
But-
That's what I was thinking.
I
So I used to wear
went to a
books on my head.
yeah. I went to a friend's birthday whose theme was 40th birthday, whose theme was best blank drag. As in, come as your best version of me. Yes.
Oh,
and this
okay.
person has such an like incredibly defined style
Right.
that people did different it was almost like Barbie movie. It's like, oh, like I'll just say it. It's my friend Franny. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm Malibu Franny. I'm at work Franny. Like I'm happy hour then getting fucked in the diner Franny or whatever. Like it was like everyone had a version of Franny.
Oh, that's
Because
great.
that was the assignment. And it was
Yeah.
so cool to see that. It was like 50, 60 people all dressed in Franny drag.
That's so great.
So great, right? And like
Yeah.
it made me think like there's no way I could have asked for that. Not because like I don't deserve it or whatever. Like I don't have a sense of style that's baked in like that, you know? So like, or a look. So
I don't know.
yeah, I don't think I can do it. So I don't know. I'm gonna. This is a bitch get into it for me. Is like maybe like work with someone, a stylist or like someone like an artsy person to like once I get a little bit of more money, like to really like revamp my style
Yeah.
so that I could have something like that.
Your visual
Like-
brand.
Yeah, and a party celebrating my visual brands. Like
Yeah.
that was so exceptionally cool, and it felt like such a like kind of like how a roast is for me.
Yeah.
It's a like I see you, like I'm connected with you, I'm replicating you, I'm parodying you,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like that felt so cool and like such a like artistic version of a roast.
That's the
you know?
best
Like,
of LA. What you described is like the best of LA. Like that
it's
sort of shit
so
happens. Yeah.
cool. Like
Yeah.
I loved it. So yeah, best blank you drag. Get into it.
I love that. I mean, that is the best of LA. Like the visual things, like people have this style. Like it is so right. It's all visual. I mean, I follow a lot. That's like most of my TikTok is like fashion and like style and like people like figure out your own style. I do
okay.
like this. That like just start a Pinterest board for yourself. I made my son
I've started
do
like
this.
100 Pinterest boards and it goes nowhere. Like I just don't have the like attention or like focus on it. I'm not a visual person. Although like creatively, I mean.
Yeah.
And I have it's kind of like how I think people are like I don't know about food, like I just cook to cook. Like that's how I
Yeah.
dress. I just dress to dress. And I know like for some people that's so like shocking as it is for food.
Yes.
Like people who don't like absolutely orgasm through food, like I don't understand.
That's so
But
crazy to me.
That's kind of how this is. Like it's a block for me creatively. Like I need help or I need to outsource it.
Okay.
So
I mean,
for
'cause
fans
yes.
or listeners or whatever watchers, if you feel like you can style me up or whatever, like let's talk.
Yeah,
Give me your
go
quote
for
and
it.
I'll counter with 20% of that.
Okay, my bitch get into it is something called anti-cellulite massage oil. It is collagen stem cell infused. It is $26.41 currently on Prime. It is normally, it says $42.81, but it's usually $26. Sometimes it's $25.
Cellulite?
Anti-cellulite massage oil infused with with collagen and stem cell skin tightening. So now the cellulite, whatever, who gives a fuck? It does not do anything for your cellulite. 100% it won't. But the thing that's in it or the consistency of it, it is the best oil I've ever used. It's not.
Like body oil?
Yes.
Also something I don't get into. Okay. I have to get into it. Bitch, I guess I have to get into it. Yeah.
Because like at least like for me, my stomach is sort of like flaccid, you know what I mean? Just because I've given birth and it's gotten big and gotten small. I don't have like stretch marks really. It's just like this. But
it's just kind of loose.
It's kind of loose. But again, it doesn't do anything for that. It is just like the softness and the sort of the moisture, especially in Chicago during the winter months. I don't know about LA, but like it is maybe one of the top.
We get dry, but it's not.
You get dry?
Like, it's not. We're dry all around. We're never
Okay.
moist. It's arid.
But it is just like the level of like the tuk of your skin. It feels like you got scrubbed at King Spa level of softness.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. So you do it. I do it typically in the morning and I put clothes on at the end of the night. Like I can feel how much better my skin feels.
Incredible.
It's a game changer. I'm telling you, this is a
Okay.
great oil. If you want to just add it to your routine on
You know
top
what
of
you
the
should
existing
do?
body oil, on top of your existing body lotion.
You should make an Amazon wish list of all the things you say in this segment.
Oh.
And you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and have it not like so that people could buy it for you. I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to be
No, I don't
whatever,
need to-
tacky, do it. But like, no, but like, have it up so that people can go to it and be like, oh, this is Unji's list.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
because so that it's like a running log of things that you talk about. Because I know people like who watch it and they're like, oh, drop the link or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's like, where do you drop a link in an Instagram post? You know, like it's weird. So, yeah.
Oh, maybe we should do it for all of the stuff, like your phylum husk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
We'll
want
do
to,
it, we'll do it.
Yeah. Can we make an Etsy list? Because, no, we can't. Ugh, we got to support one of the fucking bald overlords anyway. All right.
One of them.
One of them. Well, bitches, get into it. Thank you so much for listening, watching. This has been such a fun episode here at the Lincoln Lodge recording. Speaking of that, check out our tickets and review us and tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell an acquaintance if you like the episode. You know, talk about it. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.